Hey everybody, what's up? I'm doing this video as a thank you to all of my followers on Instagram and the people who have helped me out on Facebook along the way and everything. I recently reached 1,000 followers on Instagram, and it's just really blown me away that my Lego Star Wars content mostly has that many, people who want to support it and see it. It's only been a hobby for me for the last 3 or 4 years. Obviously it's gotten pretty out of hand, but it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy making the MOCs and collecting the sets, and I also collect the Black Series action figures and some other things. I'm into cosplay a little bit. Anyway, I thought I would just make basically like a Lego interview with the designer video so that you could get to know me a little bit. My name is Alex, not Clyde. ClydeChestnut is my PlayStation Network name, and it comes from Bonnie and Clyde. His name was ClydeChestnut Barrow, and I just picked that a long time ago, so nothing to do with my real name at all. I'm 30 years old. I live with MJ and our cat Oscar and our dog Crockett in Southwest Virginia. I've been into Lego all of my life, but obviously I had like most of us had a dark ages, from my early teenage years up to about my mid-20s, when I got back into it through first through Lego Digital Designer and then Lego Ideas, and I finally broke down and bought my first adult set I guess about 3 years ago, which was 75155. The beautiful U-Wing Starfighter. I love this thing. It's still one of my favorites. The engines are a little wonky and it's pretty dusty, but that was my first step out of my dark ages. As a kid, I was born in '89, so I grew up with all those early '90s sets, and I was just the right age for the Star Wars prequels to release in theaters and go see those and really love them at the time. I love them now, but I definitely haven't always thought they were the best. I remember I think my first Lego Star Wars set was 7130, and that's the snow speeder with the little dish turret, and I remember the Rebel soldier had like red bangs sticking out from under his cap. It's one of those old faces that was kind of creepy looking. I got that in my Easter basket one year. We were down at the Outer Banks for Easter vacation, and I remember that perfect little snow speeder box sitting on top of my Easter basket, and I'd love to get that set back one day. Some other stuff that I loved as a kid would have been, I'm not sure how I had the Blacktron 2 stuff. My parents were antique dealers, and I'm an antique dealer now, so we used eBay a lot in the early days of eBay. So I guess that's how I got some of the stuff that came out before me, but I loved Blacktron 2, especially the Aerial Intruder set. I remember getting the Fright Knight's castle, the Batlord's castle, or Basil the Batlord's castle, or whatever. That was a big favorite set of mine as a kid. They asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said I wanted that, and it was out of production, and they were like, well, go on eBay and get it for yourself. So I went on eBay and found, the cheapest complete one that I could find, and bought my own Fright Knight's castle for myself for Christmas. I didn't get back into Lego until I was in college, and that was after I'd already gone through the Army. I spent 3 years as a paratrooper in the Army, and then went to college on my GI Bill, and I stumbled across Lego Digital Designer, on the internet, and downloaded that and started playing around with it. It took a while to get the hang of that, but that's given me a leg up on designing my MOCs and stuff these days, because Lego Digital Designer is sort of the precursor to Studio or Stud.io, which was put out by Bricklink, not by Lego, but it's a more advanced and a more serious program than LDD, but the same basic principles are there. And so I played around with that a lot. I started submitting things to Lego Ideas that never really went very far. I did the ship from Jaws, the Orca, which I still think looks pretty good. I did a series of like fantasy-based sets that were pond or garden animals, like supersized frogs with minifigures riding on the back, and a turtle, and I had 2 snails that were like jousters charging at each other. just weird stuff, just whatever I could come up with. And then I started getting into the sort of off-the-wall Star Wars vehicles that had never been made. I did Bosk's ship, which appeared in some comics and stuff. I forget what it's even called. Oh, the Houndstooth. I did a Rebel shuttle that existed in canon, or what's now Legends or EU. Before the U-Wing, it was called the Aegis Combat Shuttle. Some stuff like that, you know, and maybe I would get a couple hundred likes or whatever, but, you know, I never got close to 10,000. And then LEGO Ideas stopped allowing Star Wars stuff and stuff from pre-existing IPs, licensed stuff. So I sort of stopped doing LEGO Ideas, because at that point I was doing mostly Star Wars sets, and you know, I couldn't post them anymore, so I just stopped. It wasn't until I found Bantha Bricks, which is a group on Facebook, formerly fans of Lego Star Wars fans, now Bantha Bricks, and I started making friends through that Facebook group with other people like me and like you probably. I met a guy named Daniel who goes by Wheels Spinnin' on Rebrickable, and I was still designing MOCs on LDD and posting them there, and people would say, oh, that's cool or whatever. One day I put up a Republic gunship, and Daniel said, hey man, if you want somebody to make the instructions for that, I can do that. I said, yeah, definitely, if it's no problem for you, definitely. And he made the instructions, and he made refinements to the Republic gunship, which is that guy down there. Sorry, the collection's a little junky right now. And it was really positively received. He put that up for free on his Rebrickable account, Wheels Spinnin'. And man, people loved it. People were building it, and just seeing people build my MOCs changed things for me. And then, you know, he was like, you can make money doing this. And I was like, okay. The next collaboration we did was the Razor Crest, which is that guy. Not the best Razor Crest MOC that there is, but we had it out in December while The Mandalorian was just wrapping up. I think the last 2 episodes or something came out after we released the MOC, and it sold pretty well, enough for me to afford to order the pieces to build it myself, or to pay off the cost that I had spent ordering the pieces to build it myself. And that's my goal. Like, I'm not trying to get rich selling MOC instructions. Believe it or not, I usually only sell 10 or 15 copies of my instructions, or at least that's what I'm at right now. But just to pay for the pieces for myself, to kind of sustain the hobby and to make it worth putting in, you know, 20, 40 hours of like design time and doing the instructions. It's a very long process, from sitting down at the computer thinking, you know, I want the Ghost, to actually having the Ghost built takes me weeks and hundreds of dollars. So it's nice to be rewarded with just enough to justify doing that, and not having to dip into, you know, my actual bank account or whatever. I would like to keep it that way, and I'm very, very appreciative of the people who do buy my instructions, or even just share my posts, you know, or like my posts, and like let them get seen, so that people who do end up purchasing the instructions from me actually have a chance to know that these things exist. I'm so appreciative of all of you guys for helping me realize this goal of mine, which is to just be able to keep making the best MOC designs that I can, that are what I want in my collection, and hopefully what you want in your collection. And it's awesome. I mean, it's so awesome to me that this has become a real thing. Anyway, I feel like my participation in the LEGO Star Wars community online just continues to grow, and I continue to enjoy it more and more, kind of at the behest of my girlfriend. She's not crazy about me spending hours every day on Instagram, but you know, I really enjoy watching Lego Star Wars YouTube channels and stuff, especially M&R Productions has been a big influence on me. I'm actually hoping to move to Orlando with MJ because her friends are down there, and I'm hoping to make some friends that are into this same hobby, because I don't have any people in my area that I know that are into it right now. Be close to a Lego store. I think hopefully in fall we'll be able to move down there, and that will be a really big step for me in my collecting and everything. Hopefully I can get a space that's not just one wall of a basement to display my things in. But anyway, that's a little bit about me. I hope that answered some questions, maybe if anybody was interested at all. And again, I really, truly, sincerely appreciate every like and share and comment and, you know, ounce of support that I get, especially the people who have enough faith in me to not only throw 10 or 15 bucks my way for the instructions, but to then spend, you know, hundreds of dollars to build one of my MOCs is such an honor to me, and it blows my mind that people put that much faith in the things that I design, and I do not want to let you guys down with my previous MOCs or with my future ones. So I will always hold myself to a really high standard for stability and detail and just construction, and, you know, having the instructions work the way they're supposed to work and the models come out the way they're supposed to come out. That is a big driving factor in how I design things. So anyway, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the video and continue to support me because it means the world to me. Thanks so much. See you guys next time.